MMA fans, buckle up, because the latest buzz out of the UFC world is nothing short of electrifying. Spanish journalist Álvaro Canero, the insider who's been breaking Ilia Topuria's biggest news weeks ahead of time, just dropped a bombshell that has the entire MMA community buzzing. During a recent sparring session, Ilia Topuria took down Khamzat Chimaev. Yes, you read that right. The undefeated featherweight contender known for his relentless style and deadly grappling managed to put one of the UFC's most feared middleweights on the mat during training. This isn't just another gym rumor either. Álvaro claims to have proof and a clip that's spreading like wildfire across MMA circles. Khamzat Chimaev, a name synonymous with dominance and aggression, has bulldozed through opponents with a ferocity reminiscent of Khabib Nurmagomedov's heyday. His wrestling is arguably the best in the UFC's middleweight division, making Tapuria's takedown during sparring all the more shocking. For a smaller featherweight to successfully execute a takedown on a beast like Chimaev is a statement. Whether it was a controlled drill or a genuine moment of brilliance, it has fans wondering what Ilia could do in a fight against bigger names. Of course, some skeptics are urging caution, reminding everyone that sparring doesn't always translate to fight outcomes. Big John McCarthy weighed in, noting that bigger fighters often let smaller sparring partners get these moments to build confidence and sharpen skills. But still, the optics are fascinating. The grappling prowess Tapuria has shown in his UFC run has been his calling card, and this episode has only amplified his rising star status. Meanwhile, UFC middleweight champion Dricus du Plessis is gearing up for his highly anticipated clash with Chimaev at UFC 319 in Chicago on August 16, 2025. Du Plessis recently opened up about his savage training habits and unrelenting mindset, which may just be the perfect antidote to Chimaev's intensity. Du Plessis says he never takes a break, no recovery weeks, no chill time. His obsession with winning and improvement is so deep that he doesn't even get to savor victories anymore. Instead, he immediately starts thinking about the next challenge, the next opponent. "I will forget how to do what I do if I take a month off," he said. For him, training is life, and life is training. This level of dedication means Du Plessis is mentally living in the fight 24/7. Facing a monster like Chimaev, who's notorious for breaking opponents, requires this kind of resilience. Du Plessis isn't just physically ready, he's mentally locked in and uncomfortable, a dangerous combination for any fighter. This isn't just a title defense. It's his moment to prove he's the future, to step into superstardom, and finally live up to the hype that the UFC has been building around him since day one. Shifting gears to the featherweight division, the scene is messy, and not in a good way. Ariel Helwani, the veteran MMA journalist, recently broke his silence on the chaos surrounding the featherweight title picture, and fans are divided. Most agree that Moses Evlov is the rightful contender. The undefeated Ingusetian fighter has systematically dismantled top competition, including former champion Aljamain Sterling, Arnold Allen, and Diego Lopez, who many thought was the next big threat to reigning champion Alexander Volkanovski. But despite all of this, Evlov's recent tweets suggest he's being overlooked for a title shot. That leaves the UFC with a potential Yair Rodriguez versus Volkanovski rematch on the table, and fans aren't thrilled. The first Volkanovski-Yair fight was one-sided, with Volk running through Yair decisively. It wasn't close, and it's definitely not the fight that the majority of fans want to see. Ariel suggested a cleaner alternative: have Yair fight Diego Lopez, and then let Volkanovski finally face Moses Evlov. Simple, straightforward, and makes perfect sense. But the question remains, will the UFC actually pull the trigger on this plan? Let's talk more about Moses Evlov. Yes, his style may not be the flashiest or most crowd-pleasing, but in the cage, he does everything right. He's undefeated, has beaten former champs, and consistently outclassed top contenders. Yet, there's been no promo push, no hype train around him, just quiet, relentless wins. Hardcore MMA fans know Evlov is a nightmare matchup for anyone at 145 pounds. His technical mastery and tactical approach could pose serious problems for Volkanovski in what would be a thrilling chess match. Volkanovski, for his part, has never shied away from challenges or tough fights. He's a true fighting champion. So why is Evlov still being passed over? The answers are shrouded in UFC matchmaking mysteries, but the speculation is that UFC may prefer bigger names or more marketable fights, even if that means leaving an undefeated contender waiting on the sidelines. With all these moving parts, the UFC landscape is anything but settled. The featherweight division's title picture is in flux, with Evlov's status uncertain, Yoir and Lopez likely set for a clash, and Volkanovski awaiting his next big challenge. Meanwhile, the middleweight title fight between Plessis and Chimaev promises fireworks, especially with both fighters bringing unmatched intensity to training and preparation. Back to the Tapuria Chimaev sparring bombshell. It's a reminder that MMA is unpredictable and that skill and grit can surprise even the best in the business. Whether Tapuria will rise to contend at higher weight classes or remain a featherweight force is yet to be seen, but his grappling skills have already earned the respect of the MMA world. As we approach UFC 319 and watch the featherweight saga unfold, one thing is clear. The UFC is a living, breathing ecosystem of fighters, storylines, and raw human will. Ilia Topuria's takedown on Chimaev, Plessis's obsessive training grind, and the tangled featherweight title picture all serve to remind us why we love this sport. It's about the drama, the skill, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. Stay tuned, because the next few months could rewrite the UFC narrative.